Welcome to the Ghost Cast podcast with JP and Coleman. Just two guys who love deer hunting, sharing stories and figuring out life along the way. Hang out with us and let's talk hunting, life, and everything in between. Here's your hosts, JP Ashworth and Keith Coleman.
Oh shit, you shot it.
That ain't coffee, brother. Well, hey guys, welcome to episode 1 of the Ghost Cast podcast, episode 1 with JP and Coleman. I'm JP Ashworth. This is Keith Coleman. And like I said, it's the first episode. We are in Indianapolis right before the 2025 ATA show, the Archery Trade Association. And yeah, how you doing, Keith?
I'm doing great, man. I'm pretty excited about what we're about to be kind of embarking on this whole week with what ATA brings, kind of launching the show and everything. And just like everything has kind of got me excited. And it's snowing. So there's that.
Oh, yeah. Well, speaking of snow, we weren't planning to coming up till Monday morning, but we left Saturday to get ahead of it. And some of the other guys we're working with are on their way now, halfway, going to try to get here in the morning. But it's snowing, that's for sure. And South Alabama, I don't see it, don't really like it. And yeah, I'm over it. It's only been a matter of hours.
Come on. Yeah. I'm telling you, come on. Don't let him lie to you. He has been playing in this snow pretty well all day until we had to go out and get equipment. And then he's like, I'm over it. I'm done. I don't want to do it. That's it.
Done.
You might be over it. I don't know. I don't think so.
I'm over it today.
Okay, that's fair.
Thursday, I may be all right when it's gone. But anyway, so
I don't think it's going to be gone Thursday. I think there's another one coming through Thursday, Friday.
And it's not going to be warm enough to melt anything. So
no, it's what was the high? It was like what, 22 today or something like that?
It was like 2 or something. It wasn't fun. It was not fun. So this being the first podcast, we also want to kind of go over a little bit of what to expect from this podcast, why we're doing it, where we're going to be between now and I guess the start of next hunting season, which we have some people whose hunting season is over or winding down, and some, like myself, it's just beginning.
Yep.
I mean, the pre-rut, the little ones just started chasing before I left. So when I get back next week,
it should be full on.
It should be on. It should be on. And we go to February 10th. So
that's awesome.
We'll see. So, yeah, man, tell them a little bit about what the goals are for this podcast, and we'll roll with it.
Dude, goals, I mean, as simple as could be. We kind of generated this podcast to have that kind of like that relaxed hunt camp vibe. Yeah, I mean that
virtually.
Yeah. You know, we get to kind of travel and do these things and go do some pretty fun stuff, and just bringing everybody and letting them know kind of what to expect. Like, we've got some stuff that we're going to be doing later this week with the guys from Ape Canyon. We're going to be doing some stuff with the guys at WTF. Trying to think of some of the other ones.
WTF Camo. Yeah.
Well, we're going to be chatting with Mama Dudes for a little bit, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, and Wolf Paw, which is the this is part of ATF with that bow right there, that recurve, and 2 of the saddles for Ape Canyon they're going to be showcasing for this year's show. You know, in this show, unlike a lot of trade shows and expos, which, you know, the Mobile Hunter Expo with Chris and them was great last year. I had a ball. We're going to be at both of those.
Yes. Well, you'll be at both. I don't know if I'll be. Well, no, I will be. I'll be coming over.
Well, no, I won't be. I'll be at the Deer and Beer that weekend, and then we'll both be.
We're bouncing over.
It's the Southern Dalton, Georgia show.
We're going to try to bounce over for that show.
That's right. We're
going to go for the pretty much the full day Friday. Or no, we're going to get up there Friday, have hang out, get all of our stuff set up. I think Chad and then we're going to hang back that way. Me and you're going to jet over either Friday night or Saturday night. I can't remember.
I don't know.
Something like that.
I'll be on standby, so it's fine.
Yeah, we'll update you guys too, like where we're going to be, and so you guys, and we're going to have live shows too. You know, while we're at these events as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you guys want to come in and say, "Hey, cool, come."
Yeah, and you know, back to that. Explain to them how ATA is different than like some of a lot of the expos and trade shows, and what this really means for the start of the year with the companies, their products, and what they're looking to do.
Well, what's great about ATA, and I'll start with that. What's great about ATA is you get that sneak peek at what's going to be in 2025. And if you've been following somebody that you're either watching that's like up and coming, or it's somebody you've loved forever. You know what I mean? Whatever company it is, whatever company you like, you get to go out there and have that. You get to go in there and have that like kind of like quick insight of what's going to be there. But you'll be able to talk about it too, because you have guys that are going to be talking about technologies that ain't even come out. So there'll be a lot of people that are coming in doing interviews, tech interviews. There'll be just anybody and everybody you can think of in the industry. There's a lot of people just come through and say, "Hey, it's just a great show all overall," and it's just.
Well, give an example. So let's say we've got a buddy of mine who's got an archery shop down in Mobile.
Yeah.
He's coming up as an archery shop owner.
Yes.
What would somebody like him do? What would he do coming up here? What would be somebody's
Like
him, his
benefit?
goals?
What would he benefit? Is that what you're saying?
As not being a vendor or an exhibitor.
Okay, yeah. So if you are a bow shop, there's a lot of programs. Even with WTF, they're running some pretty cool programs for the small town bow shop. But that's actually becoming like such a bigger and more popular movement within ATA. Is watching small town bow shops all across the country, which are the backbone of what we have as hunters. They get to come in here and once again they get to see all those new technologies, kind of pick and choose what they want to do before it's released. They can. It's kind of like say when he comes up, he'll be able to go in there and say the new Darton that's out. This is an example. The new Darton bow that comes out. He'll be able to go. Do I want to order those? Can I shoot it today? Can I feel it today? Can I do this? And a lot of times they have all that stuff set up where they can. If it's a broadhead company that's going to be there, they can get their pre-orders in. You know what I mean?
So if they have a new technology or new product, it's a chance to showcase it. And if there's anybody there that wants to maybe place an order, they may be able to get in on it early, maybe a discount, maybe not. Who knows? That's case by case, I'm sure.
Yeah, and within ATA though too, there's like in the pamphlet, there's going to be like a little magazine that runs in there, and there's things in the back of it where they'll have that specifically for bow shops. Like for an example, for WTF, they have that. It's a $500 buy-in. You get a pretty sweet gig. They send they send a whole full suit, mannequin.
They'll get that pull-up thing that has a QR code.
Yeah, pull-up thing with a QR code, and it mitigates. Pretty cool. It mitigates, logistics and all that stuff for the small town.
Having to keep a lot of inventory. Yep. And that's normally $500. So when they come there, there's a coupon in the back. It's going to be $150 off. They get it for $350 for this one show. So it makes it even sweeter. It's got a lot of sweeter deals, like you said. They'll be able to get discounts to certain things if they order enough. It's a little bit cheaper for them in that way. Just everything. Like if there's something in your bow shop that you really want, that's the place to go. So this is really more of the networking B2B type stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Not that saying individuals, consumers can't come in, but it's where your local shop wants to come to see, okay, what am I going to stock for the upcoming year? What do I want to offer my clients or my customers?
Yep.
And that does, like I said, that's not to mean that the average Joe can't come in and look around, but it's really more of a B2B networking for the upcoming year, showcasing new products, what's coming out, sometimes sneak peeks, sometimes full reveals.
Yep. And it's also like, with social media and the way it's going with everything else, like even your small town bow shops are showing sneak peeks of what they're going to have.
Right.
So if you're a small town bow shop person and you're coming up there, maybe kind of do some sneak peeks of things and see your reactions you get from the people that engage in your own social medias. You know what I mean? If there's like 50 people that are, man, I'd love to see that Hoyt bow and this. You know what I mean? Then cool. To order that. It's a really good time to get up there for just about anybody from small town post shop all the way up to big name, companies to get out there and merge together and push things out together. It's great. It's a great show. It's a fun show. A lot of good comes out of it, and there's a lot to take away from it for somebody that's, like you said, an average bow shop to somebody that's running something like Lancaster.
Oh yeah, I know they've been here. They're huge.
I mean? Oh, they're here. They'll be there.
And I know, looking at the schematic of all the booths and the layout, you see some of the bigger names, and their boxes are like they're huge. And you got somebody that's like right here. Yeah, we even got some nonprofits, which is good.
Yes.
Which is
and I'm excited. Oh, I am too. And that's what I was saying before. It's like it's from even with companies, from a smaller company all the way out to something that's well known and big. They all kind of get together, and it's like a time where they can merge, they can come with ideas. It's great. I think it's a great thing.
And so we've got that. We've got the what show is it up in PA in February?
We've got the Great American Outdoor. Isn't it Great American?
Yeah, that's like a 10-day event or something. I'm gonna be there for 3 days.
I'll probably be there for 3.
And then we have turkey hunting in South Dakota coming up. When?
That's going to be in April.
That's
April
not 26th. A show. That's our deal. That's our trip.
That's where Ridge goes. Yeah, no, I'm excited.
And then, come on. Hey, look, we got this new thing. This son of a gun can't stop pushing them buttons. That button right there is going to be wore out more than
yeah.
Well, I'm going to say that, but yeah. And then we have the summer, and then August we have the Illinois Deer and Beer, the 2 Mobile Hunter Expos. Are we going to Iowa?
We're going to go Iowa Classic. We'll be up there for a little bit. We'll be there doing stuff with WTF. I'm not sure I think Ape's going to be there as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm hoping they're going to be there. And then we're going to have, which is our favorite show to go to, which is Illinois Deer and Beer in August. And we'll probably try to pick up one or so more between there if we all have time. But
the hearse.
The hearse. Like, we'll get into that in a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
That's another deal. That's going to be a really cool thing for you guys. We're going to say it right now. The hearse is going to be, solely for you guys and having some real fun. Hunting can be serious as it is.
Oh yeah.
And you get caught up in it. But and I know we keep saying a hearse, but when it's done, it's going to be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah. That's going to be a lot of fun. All right. So that being said, how was or is your season? Missouri. So y'all about wrapped up, huh?
What we were saying, what we were saying earlier is some of the things that are going on right now is mine's pretty well coming to a close. When I get back, I'm going to have, I don't know, probably 3 days, 4 days, maybe if I'm lucky to be kind of get out there and hunt. I've got a few bucks that I'd like to see. Been seeing a lot of good deer. I've seen probably more big bucks this year than I ever have. I had a chance to take a really nice buck. He's actually sitting up there. It's been a phenomenal season as far as like movement and what I've seen and watching some of the bucks that I had last year and even making those decisions on some 5-year-olds this year that I've had at 40, 50 yards and just kind of been like, man, it's December 26th, dude. Like, this dude's going to be stupid next year if he can make it through, which I don't do that all the time. Don't get me wrong. Like we've shot 160 inches and we've shot 100 inches. It's not always about that, but if you got a farm where you can do that and just the joy of it, sometimes it's pretty cool. Like,
well, I mean, some of my best experiences were shooting some of the smaller bucks I've ever shot.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Because of everything that went into it.
Yep.
And that 11-pointer I got last year at midday, I mean, he walked up, did what he was supposed to do, I would say, like what I'd seen him doing. And it was like, oh, well, there it is. Okay. Got him. It was just like, meh. But the one that I've been after and did a lot of work, and I'm like, yeah, I got your ass.
Yeah, you got him.
I got you. And then, so there's obviously, and that's a good segue into another, point about this podcast is, there's, I would say the majority of the people that we resonate with and that we want to reach out to and build community with are those ones who, you work Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
You taking time off to go hunt. You're taking time, and then if you've got a family, okay, well, I'm taking time off. You want to spend time with your family, so you're having to optimize what little bit of time you get when you get it. And so if I miss a shot, I'm going to show it.
Yeah,
because this isn't going to be something like, oh, you're only going to see the big ones we kill. No, we're going to see. Let's say, for instance, you shoot at one, you miss it, and you realize that your peep sight was off because you didn't check it. It's going to happen to everybody. It's going to happen to everybody. And not naming names, but Keith, it was hard for you.
Dude, it was tough. It was so.
It happens.
It happens. Stuff happens.
And people who say it doesn't happen and don't show it, that's not
cool.
That's not us.
To me, it's not cool. It's cool to be polished, and you can be polished in certain areas when it comes to production, things like that. That is cool. Like getting that footage, it's just like really cool, great. But not showing the failures, you're not showing anything you learn from.
No.
I mean, it's. And somebody might do the same failure you did and not necessarily know how to go about it, or it might bring them down, or it might make them go, man, is that buck going to come back? And then we got the opportunity to go out there and show you that, okay, in that failure, this is how you can maybe progress from it.
Yeah.
You might be able to see something that we've done after that miss and the emotion, everything that goes into it. You might be able to apply that and get through whatever that little, like you said, somebody there that's, Monday through Friday, they've got a job that they're stuck at, and they only get 2-3 days to hunt out of that month. And then you put all that time, you go in that first time and you get the opportunity. If you whiff it, you can come back from it. I've had 3 other bucks that I've had that are just that caliber after missing, oh boy, that was great. Like
right.
I've had so many good encounters. And so like I was down for a couple of days. Call your homies. That's all I can say. Call your boys. You have that moment of where you've missed, you've screwed up. Call your homies, dude. Have a beer, talk about it, laugh about it. Make sure that it's a homie that when you do call them like JP and you say, man, I missed him, and they go, dude, you're an idiot. How did you screw that up?
I mean, yeah.
It's
and I think that comes back to, because I mean, one thing, and because I've mentioned this so much, and if I get some blowback from it, I don't care. But it really bothers me when I see somebody first on some of these Facebook forums, because we all know Facebook can be a shit show.
Yes.
And I see some people who post anonymously. Well, I know why they're doing it.
Right.
Because they want to put something out there, but they don't want to get razzed or jabbed or made to look like that's a dumb question or whatever because of, and I get it, and I hate that. And the other thing is when they lead with, they put the shot of their deer, their doe, their buck, their small one, their big one, whatever. And the first thing they preface it with is like they're getting in front of it, like, well, he's not the biggest in the world, or we had to call him. Who cares, man?
Who cares?
It's a win. It's a trophy. It doesn't matter.
Right. Did you have
fun?
Did it flutter? Did it get crazy? Did you have fun? Did it bring you joy?
And especially for some of these public land hunts that are just extreme pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're able to get anything.
Well, Chad this year.
Dog.
Chad's a big deer killer on public.
Yep.
Like on public. I've watched him shoot 150, 55, 160 inch deer on public land. And if he can go out there and you get, like, we watched him shoot them does too.
So we're going to put a clip up of him shooting a doe.
Yes.
And you're going to see this excitement. And this dude kills deer like daily.
Yes.
During season. And then he still gets excited. Yeah. So
he loses his mind. Yeah. Let's
roll that real quick.
Let's roll that.
Meh.
See, there you go. Dude's been killing deer all the time. I mean, how many doe tags did he buy?
Oh, dude.
And he still gets excited, but that's it. He has a good time. He does it with
so Dylan's been trying to like really keep up with Chad this year.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. It's great. And so Dylan, he texts me and he's like, I got another one up on Chad. I'm like, but did you? And I sent him another one that me and Chad were, pull it out. And he was like, really, guys?
That's the one y'all shot with him running?
Yeah.
Here it is.
Roll
right
that
here.
one.
Yeah,
roll that one. That is hilarious.
Right there. Oh, nice. Oh, I don't know if I can run my heels off. Go. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that night, he just daggone.
Yeah, no, it was
waylaid it and said, hey, see how fast you can run, old man?
Actually,
I'm older than him, so I shouldn't say anything.
My favorite though is like right before that he had a leg injury, and we got about, I don't know, he did good, like 50 yards. Yeah. And then he got about 50 yards in. He goes, I can't do that. I'll pull this sucker 200 yards, but I can't run like that with this. And that's when I hit him with that. And I said, oh man, old man. And he just kind of looked at me and he's like, I outdo you. And I was like, all right. You know what I mean? Because I've been with, you go on a public land adventure with Chad. You can ask Dylan. They did it when they shot that deer. That buck was so far in there that they shot. Mm-hmm. And Dylan goes, I ain't kidding you. We stopped one time. And he goes, I didn't even pack it out. He goes, Chad had a, 100 probably 120 pounds on his back, including all of his camera gear, which is probably another 40 pounds.
Yep.
And he goes, that dude's insane. He just hoofed it the whole way. Actually, when he was, and it was funny is like, when he was hoofing it through there, they got to this part where it's, and I know exactly what they're talking about. And you'll see it in an episode we have, but it's this little cliff face you got to climb. It's not like you have to climb the cliff face. There's like a little alternate route that goes around it. Mm-hmm. And before Dylan even said that they stopped one, I knew exactly where they stopped because they stopped at that big old log. And he goes, I looked down for a minute and I looked back up and there's Chad at the top of it. He's like, all right, we got to get moving. It's cold, And it was snowing. It was awesome. It's an awesome hunt.
Well, we don't have to worry about any snow. And, back to it. So your season's almost over.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And like I said, we'll go to February 10th, I believe it is.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to wrap that up. So, yeah, man, we're just that's kind of what we're about with this, what we want this podcast to be.
Something else too, real quick, before you go any further on that one. Like,
go ahead.
What I think is cool about Alabama is you were talking about how many bucks, how many does, all that stuff. Maybe kind of explain that so that they can understand. Like,
so you can shoot a doe a day.
Okay,
every day.
That's
where, like in Missouri, I can go buy 3 doe tags and shoot 3 in one day. Am I right?
I don't know actually if you can shoot 3 in one day. That's a good question.
Well, didn't you do that?
I
No, I'm
didn't
just kidding.
shoot. I didn't shoot 3 in one day.
No, I know.
I actually I think you can.
I think you can.
I don't-
Well, you get a doe a day, and you
We
get
can ask Chad.
You get
Chad would know.
You get $3.
If you get a management, so you get $2 and you can kill him with a bow and a gun, and then if you draw for a management, you can pull a management buck tag. So you technically could get 3 if you put in for it and you get drawn, but generally it's somebody will shoot a gun buck and a bow buck, or you can shoot a bow buck, and if you don't kill one during gun season, you can go back and kill another bow buck. So regardless, you can kill $2, and it goes from September 15th all the way out to January 15th.
Well, we get 3.
Yeah.
And, of course, you have to know there's a lot of people out there that shoot more than 3, but legally 3. And what you're supposed to give your tag number on the app and all that and everything. And, and the thing about Alabama, I mean, you've got North Alabama that starts rutting a couple weeks ago, and in South down around Mobile Bay, I mean, into February.
It's a paradise for.
I'm sure Florida has got the same issues,
right.
Well,
same, same.
Not an issue, but
Yeah. What I think is cool about Alabama, and like for me, I'm a hunter. I'm a Midwest hunter, so I'm generally hunting from sometimes September, beginning of September, all the way out to January 15th. And if I had say I had one of those seasons where I just didn't quite click, you can go down and hunt. You got till technically February 10th. What's an out of state tag there? It can't be crazy.
I don't know. I've never bought one. I live there.
You live there. I mean, we'll have to figure that out. That's something that I would like to maybe drop in a comment or something.
But there's not a lot of big deer up in the Alabama black belt, so don't waste your time.
Yeah, he keeps saying that. I've seen trail cameras that say different.
No, we love that. I love the out of state hunters. I mean,
I do
it's because they get to come in, they get to extend their season, they get to get more, and it brings revenue to each state.
It brings revenue to the state, and you might meet somebody along the way that's kind of cool. That's another thing. Public land. If you see any of us ghosts out there on public land, come say hey. For real. We'll hunt with you. I mean, as long as you're not camera shy, you can.
Oh, you glad to be on camera now?
Yeah, Hearst. All I got to say is Hearst.
Hearst.
So some really cool things going on with the Hearst. I can't wait for that.
I know.
Man, dude, look at that snow. Look at that. There, mind you, it's snowing like crazy outside, and there's been tractors.
I left South Alabama yesterday morning with shorts and a t-shirt on, and I got up here and stepped out, and it was freezing. It was so cold.
I can't believe you. When you said I got shorts and I was like, man, you got jogging pants next to you that you can throw on when you get here?
You're fixing to learn.
You did. You learned.
I did.
It's something I do want to kind of go into. We were talking about kind of ambitions and things for this podcast in general. We do want you guys to reach out and give us your feedback on, say there's somebody that you'd love for us to have on, or there's a topic that might be difficult.
We want Q&A.
Q&A.
I mean, there's no community without it.
We're going to do stuff with
we don't want to,
We're going to do things from all aspects. So it won't, sometimes it won't even just be hunting. It'll just be, we've had show season and we're just wore out and we're going to talk about it. And we're going to talk about the places we didn't want to go. So anybody else that might be doing a podcast or doing shows or thinking about doing any of those things, hey, this is one that you should steer clear of. This maybe you should do something with.
And we say it's not all about hunting, but there's so many things. I mean, I know people who have told me that their hunting skills and what they've learned and how they've made accomplishments in hunting, the discipline, the patience, the work that you put in has transferred over to their personal lives. And I've talked to people who are, their personal lives, their professional, whatever, they take those same skills and attributes and bring it over to the hunting side. And, the therapy part of just being outside, which that's another episode.
Well, and, men's mental health. That's something else we're going to pop into.
I want to get, we got in talks with the Saddle Cartel. You know them. We're going to do something with them soon. I talked to them last night on the way up.
I'm going to go up there.
And it's just not going to be about, oh, look what we did. Look at the big bucks. And this is how you do it.
No, it ain't. To me, it's not about any of that. I would love to, if there's a way that
there's enough videos and podcasts to show you how to find a scrape, a rub, and all that stuff.
I want a community, man. I want to, when we start, when I started the Ghosts, when the Ridge Ghost was an idea, the idea of it for me was, I want to go hunt. I want to go have fun, but I also want a persona everybody loves Batman. Everybody loves, any kind of superhero. You can go down the line, Ninja Turtle. You can go anywhere. There's always a favorite. And if you're going to be a ghost, we got face masks going to be coming out, things like that. It's going to be so fun. Yeah, come on. It's going to be so much fun to just go out there and have a whole persona. You know, you get to go out there, you throw a mask on, you're a ghost just like us.
If we're not having fun, I ain't hunting.
It ain't worth
It ain't. I'm hunting to have fun. If I'm not having fun, I'm just not doing it. I mean, and you got to keep it light. Yeah, there's going to be failures, but you know, is it a failure or is it a lesson? It's perspective. It's perspective.
Yeah. Oh, perception's everything. I mean, if you look at every time you fail and then you just keep it as that, and you don't try to,
you're never gonna move forward.
And it's easy to sometimes get in those pockets because of other things.
Well, especially when you only have limited time. Like,
yes.
I made this failure. I understand that this is a learning opportunity, but gosh, I've only got 2 more times that I can go, and I've already blown, or one of them's blown.
Right.
I mean, I get it.
Oh, well, yeah, I get it. I mean, technically, I should be tagged. I should have been tagged out November 24th or whatever it was. But because I would have already had a bow buck and a gun buck at that point, and I would have been looking at other states. But what I'm saying is, like, when you get into that motion and you feel like there's something that just isn't right, hit us up too. Maybe we'll PM you. Maybe there's something we can do to help you. You know,
do we want to be actively engaged on the Facebook page?
Yeah.
You know, the platforms that this podcast is going to live on. I mean,
come see us at a show, dude.
Yes,
come see us at a show. I'm telling you, this year's show circuit is going to be.
I'm excited, man.
It's going to be.
I'm not one to wish my life away, but I kind of wish we were already on to the next one.
I know.
Because I know what to expect. Because after Mobile Hunter Expo, I love that show.
Mobile Hunter. So from Mobile Hunter on that whole weekend, the Ohio Mobile Hunter and the Illinois Deer and Beer, which is running at the same weekend.
Yeah,
which kind of sucks, but. And maybe they'll figure that out later on, because last year the Mobile Hunter for Pennsylvania was the week before. Was it the week before?
It
was like a week or two before Illinois Deer and Beer. And if you guys haven't been to that show, Illinois Deer and Beer, go, dude. It's to me, it's the funnest show on the circuit. Like it, you got the working class bow hunter guys. Michael Liddell was last year. Everybody's so laid back. You can grab a cold beer. You can get crazy good discounts.
Cody Christian's going to be there too.
Christian, he's going to be up in there. And hopefully he's going to be out there with South Dakota. He said he was going to try to do the 26th through.
Yeah, we're going to try to hunt with him.
But I don't know if
he's busy. He's busy. He's up and coming. He's killing it, and I'm happy for him. We all are. And
dude, my kids like love his music. And I'm not just saying that to say it, like they generally just love his music.
Yeah,
they'll wake up. I'll throw Wife and Kids on in the morning. That song and my littlest one, dude, that's her jam, dude. You can sit there and listen to it and eat avocado toast, and like she's having her best life. That's what I love. He's a great guy. If you haven't checked him out, go check out Cody Christian. Great guy, great singer, big heart. I mean, like as good as they come. Hopefully, you'll see him more and more throughout. You know, just even on this show, we're going to try to get with him during
Illinois,
South Dakota
or South Dakota,
and definitely Illinois. If he can make it out to Illinois, I'm not sure if he is coming out to Illinois. I have to ask him, but if he can make it out to that one, I'm for sure he's going to get with us and do some turkey hunting at some point too. And I think he's going to eventually...
turkey hunters, I swear.
Oh, dude, don't even...
I know. I love turkey hunting, but where I'm at, I mean, once turkey season comes, it's hot, and I don't want this snow, but I don't like being hot like that either, and just...
South
I don't
Dakota.
know. I can't. I'm not going to force
Dakota.
it.
All I'm saying is South Dakota.
Well, I know. But the other thing, too, is, you know, with hunting season, and then when that's over the circuit of doing everything, you know, I'm at that point when turkey season rolls around in Alabama, I'm ready to be home. I'm ready to take a break.
Yeah, that's Chad.
You know,
that's Chad. He's the same way. He not that I don't like enjoy being home. I'm a little bit. I'm a little bit more fortunate though than most when it comes to that. I get with my kids every day, every day. And I mean, I was almost FaceTiming them earlier, you know, and they've FaceTimed me. I don't know how many times, probably 25 times in the last 48 hours. But, you know, being able to go, you know, do that, thank God for technology and all that good stuff. But, you know, going out and doing your hunts and doing it, but I can totally understand like having a season because we're busy. Yeah. We're busy, you know, whether we're hunting or we're doing something in the industry, you know, for somebody or something.
It doesn't just stop once the season closes.
Not even.
It gets really busy. And, you know, what I would say to anybody listening or anybody, you know, following us is any of these things that you're going through with regards to hunting, time to hunt, success, failures, you know, wanting to be in a Facebook community where you can ask and get knowledge and learn from other people without having to worry about being browbeat because you don't know what you don't know. We get it.
Yeah.
We get it.
Yeah.
And that's why we want to do something different.
It's a great community if anybody and everybody that wants to come in and belong can belong. It's if you want to come out and you want to hang out with the ghosts and we're on a piece of public, I promise you,
we'll hunt.
We'll hunt. Like and if it's one of those where 4 or 5 people,
dude, I'll drop my shit and put camera on you.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's
Absolutely.
the first thing I ask them. I'll look at you and be like, "You camera shy?" And as soon as you say no, I'm like, "All right, buckle up.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go. Like, let's do the damn thing."
Well, and we're in the positions now where we're fortunate to be able to do this. So it's also our way of giving back.
Oh, 100%.
And in the process
100%.
of the giving back, we want to give back, but also impart,
I just wanna build a
our
community.
values and what we want to see happen in the community and change the community as well. So it's also a medium, a vehicle for us to do that.
Yes. Well, yeah. It's definitely our means, our way to, bring back hunt camp, bud. Like just
and get the next generation involved.
Yes.
Get them. I mean, screen time's an
Yes.
issue, man.
Yes.
Screen time's an issue.
But that's but all that's got to start at a higher
it does.
spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When if we're not getting together, we're not hunting, and we're not taking our kids out there, and we're so like, here's a prime example. I've got a buddy, and I'm not going to name names. I got a buddy that he's so hardcore into what he does, he forgets about it sometimes. He forgets to take his boy, or he'll holler at me and be like, "Hey, can you pick him up and maybe go hunt out with him? I've got a buck that's showing up, here." And I'm like, "Really?" And I ain't trying to talk no shade or nothing, you know what I mean? Anything like that. It's and he means well. He means
You
well.
just get caught up and you lose focus, and it happens to everybody
because of the day to day. You know what I'm saying? Like when we were going, as Searle serves back to that 9 to 5, you only got 2 days to hunt. And you've poured $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 into a property, and every year, whether it be minerals, food plots, the gas going into the tractors, everything. So there's why do that? Why are we getting to a point where it's, the chase for 180-inch deer, everything that comes into that? Why is that so much more important than just going out there and hunting with the kids?
Well, and here's the other thing. You kill a 180-inch deer. What are the chances of you killing another 180-inch deer if you go out and do the list? You can do that, but you're not going to get another chance for that experience with that young man at 6 years old on his birthday or
Right.
whatever it is. That's gone. You've lost that. There's more deer.
Yeah.
But there's not more time with your kids. And it's just not. And I've caught myself. Doing what about our camp house up in Livingston. I was like, okay, we got to go to ATA. I got to get this. I got some good on camera.
Yeah.
I need to get something done. And I went 2 days straight, and everything was coming out after dark, some other stuff, whatever. But then I was like, Caleb's still at the house.
Yeah.
Like, damn it, John.
Why not?
Damn it, I beat myself up.
I'm saying
And so,
it's
you know what?
human
The next
nature.
2 or 3 days, I wore his ass out.
Right,
He went hunting every day.
Right, you're not. I'm not saying he's a villain.
It happens.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
It
not saying he's a
happens.
villain. Like
Yeah.
nobody's a villain for
No.
getting caught up in something that they're passionate about. You're passionate about it. Like there's no evil in what I'm saying. I'm just saying like we can take a step back sometimes. It doesn't have to be so cookie cut. It doesn't have to be I need to do this so that I can flex here, or I need to do this for that. It doesn't have to be any of that. Like
Comparison is the thief of joy. And
Yep.
if you compare yourself and worry about what people say, these keyboard warriors, you're
Yep.
not going to have fun. And,
Yep.
and next thing you know, you find yourself going out to, I'm going to go shoot it just because I want to show them I can. That's
Yeah.
the wrong reason.
Yep.
Show them because you want to show yourself that you
Yep.
can, and that you put in the work, and everything that your knowledge and everything you've put together has led to an end result that you can sit back and be proud of.
Yeah, it's like just the other day. So, and you'll get to know this name as we go on the show. Uncle James. My Uncle James got me into. He's honest to God. I think he's the best hunter that ever did it. And he's going to tell you that he ain't, but I think he's the best hunter that ever did it. And the other night, and it was like an eye opening thing for me. Like and I was telling JP about. I said, man, I literally. He's never really asked me for a where should I go. And you know what I mean? I'm 35, dude. Like, you know what I mean? I'm about to be 35 here in a few weeks. And he's never asked me that. He's never been like, hey, where should I go? And like, I felt a sense of pride. And that right there meant more to me and I told him where to go, where I had a giant showing up. And I was like, go, dude, go. And I was hoping, he said he just wanted to shoot a doe, which the whole story is hilarious. The text messages are hilarious. It was probably one of the funnier texts we've had back and forth in a while, but he went out there to kill a doe. We're talking a guy that kills big deer. Like he's the most meticulous person I've ever seen when it comes to hunting whitetails. And so when you see him send me a text and he's like, dude, I smacked a big old bitch. This is great. You know what I mean? And it's just, and he's so ecstatic to shoot a doe at that age. You know what I'm saying?
After all his accomplishments and
the
everything,
big deer he's ever done.
that's it. He's made it. That's it.
If there's somebody be
That's
like
it.
be like Uncle James. Be like Uncle James.
That could be a hashtag. Bro.
That could be a shirt.
on.
And let us know. But be like Uncle James. Like I'm telling you right now.
Not what would James do. That's
Well,
what Jesus.
we
What
could.
WWJD.
We could do some.
Lord forgive us and little kids and pick me up. All right.
Come on.
Sorry, I had to wear that one out one more time. But I really do. I hope people get out there and they understand what this is. Like us being able to go out here and do these things. Us being able to go out. Like we worked. Like there's times where it hasn't been great. You know what I mean? There's times that I've had to. I took 2022 was a year for me that I had to come back and go. I had to pull back, and I had to go. What do I need to do? Mentally, physically, and how do I try to say this? Like, what do I do to make this the best experience I can for myself and for others? Because if you're somebody that's even and going to get into this, or you're going to do any of this type of stuff, you have to understand that when you do something and you don't show the full truth, like we keep kind of going back to that, but when you do something you don't show the full truth, then it's just a lie to the next person, to the next person, to the next person, to the next person. Who you kidding? You know what I mean? Like, who you kidding?
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a, if you can sit there and go, man, I shot 14 inches over that deer's back. And I felt
Who was that?
That was me.
Oh,
That was me. 14 inches over that deer's back, at least. I'm just saying that as a number because I went and shot my bow after that whole peep
I watched the
sight
video
incident.
back. I don't know. It doesn't look like it was 14. It looks like it was way less.
It was way less,
You
but
thought I was going to say more.
more. I did. It was way less.
Yeah.
But from where I was a heart shot, and I shot about 3 inches, 4 inches over the
Oh,
back.
so okay. Where you were aiming?
So
yeah,
where
yeah,
I was
okay.
aiming, I said
That makes
wrong.
sense.
Let me rephrase that. I shot 14 inches off my mark, or so, give or take. Yeah, I mean, I
Right.
went home and I shot at 20 yards, and I was 14 inches, or I was 14 inches high. So what I'm saying is, if you can sit there and get past all of that, if you can sit there and find a way to sit there and enjoy, even when that happens, like it's not your last hunt.
Oh.
So don't automatically go into that mindset of, man,
And be
I
grateful
missed
for the
it,
time
it's
that you
done.
have, that
Yes.
you are able to do it.
Yes.
Some of my best sits,
Yes.
and since I started saddle hunting, I go out. Sometimes I'll go sun up to sundown. Some of my best hunts, I didn't even see a shooter.
That's a great sound.
I did not even see a shooter. I saw some deer, saw some pair of woodpeckers and some other stuff, and just and I had some thoughts and was doing some stuff, and it just I don't know.
It cleansed your soul, though.
Well, and that's
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like
part of another story too with
Yeah.
me that we'll go into in a later episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
It cleansed your soul, and we
to me it's something different to everybody,
yes,
and that's
Yes.
what we also want to showcase.
Yes.
Some of the guests that we're going to have.
yeah.
I've got a friend of mine. He is he's a recovering addict.
Yeah.
Narcotics. And outdoor to him, man, I mean, you would never know it. And he's been clean, I think.
Changed his life.
I think it's been like 20 years now, and he's like 40, 41 or something. And dude, man,
Changed
he
his life.
loves it. Oh yeah.
changed his life.
Even off season, he'll go out into the woods or up to the one of the local parks or something, and just walk and just be present without
Yeah.
all the data coming in. The text messages, this, and just reset, man.
Yeah, 100%. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Reset. Because
Come back, I'm more present. I'm more motivated. I'm like refreshed. And I mean, there's been times where I left the house, drove 3 hours up to camp, waylaid a nanny around noon, did my thing, went back home.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. And even if I hadn't shot anything, I got up there and got some time out.
Well, and not to sound all hippie, but like there's
Look at your hair, dude. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah. I'm
just kidding.
Yeah, would you blow on it? You blow it for me. Anyway, there's to a point, like when you're just out in nature, my man. Like,
oh yeah,
it's
called there's
whether
something
you're
called the 3-day
hiking-
effect. I want everybody to go
Yes.
Google the 3-day effect. It talks about when you're outdoors, how the first day you're starting to almost like.
Wait, real quick before we go any further with this. Is this like without technology in your hand? Is
Yes.
this like a 3-day thing without technology?
Without technology.
Okay. All right,
Yes.
Just so
Not saying don't check your emails in the afternoon or something
Yeah.
with work. We're
Yeah.
not saying shirk your responsibilities. But the
Right,
first
right,
day
right.
you're like detoxing, almost like, stop drinking or something, or people and then the next day, and then about that third day, it's the whole PhD study and all sorts of stuff. It's really good. And you can do that however. You want to
Yeah.
watch birds, you want to hunt. Not that you can hunt 3 days, but some is better than nothing.
Right.
Get out
Right.
there.
Right. And
That's why I love postseason scouting.
Oh yeah.
I get to continue that part of it.
I get. So when there was a guy that I was talking with a few weeks back, and we got on a conversation of dirt. I know it sounds dumb, but we got on a conversation of dirt, and he was like, I told him, I said, I love dirt. You know what I mean? He's like, what do you mean you love dirt? I was like, if I'm out like preseason doing some of like my putting in food plots, doing any of that, like I'll grab dirt, you know what I mean, and just put it between my hands, and it just makes me feel so.
Do you eat it?
No, I don't eat it or nothing. I'm not saying that I didn't when I was a kid, because obviously look at me, but I'm just saying in general, like, just putting your hands in dirt, you know what I mean, and just kind of like just knowing that you can be a part of.
Oh, you like earthing?
Yeah, like I guess that's the way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I don't know how to explain it. There's been times I've taken my boots off, dude. You can laugh all night. I've taken my damn boots off and put my feet in some dirt, and then like just be a kid, or there'll be a mud puddle when I'm out doing.
Well, that's a good way to put it. I mean, getting outdoors and hunting and doing some of that stuff without being too serious. That's a good way to go back and be an adult kid and just. Get out, and that's why I love saddle hunting, tree diaper, whatever you want to call it. I get to swing from the trees, climb, and do all sorts of stuff. And at almost 52, I want to stay active, man.
Yep. So my uncle comes down and hunts with me every year. He's out of Chicago. He never grew up doing it, never did any of that. Like, he's a Chicago boy, and he comes down, and we spent 4 days. We didn't kill nothing. Like we had some opportunities. It didn't work out, but we spent 4 days on a piece of public. That's about 11,000 acres, somewhere in there. And there's several spots where there's deadfall where you can just kind of pick it up and make these little tree forts and hunt out of them. And we made these little ground blinds out of stuff. And it was me and my uncle. We hadn't got to do that in so long. And we were laughing. We got our shirts off. It's noon. We're putting this together. And in the evening, in that same spot, we'd see, 15, 20 deer. Not all of them came close enough is essentially what we were, what it boiled down to. But it was fun to just watch him watch it. Like it was such a blissful thing for him. And I almost kind of like take it for granted, I guess, sometimes, because I was watching how, like, the joy that was just in his eyes when a white-tailed doe that was coming through, or a white-tail and like some fawn, some yearlings. And he'd be so engaged in it. And a part of me sat back for a second there and I was like, man, I wish I could be that engaged.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And then right then and there I was like, oh, okay, there's a lesson here. I mean, that's what I need.
There's my takeaway.
Yeah, there's what I needed to see. But
so yeah, man, you got anything you want to do before we sign off?
No, stay real, guys. Have fun with what you're doing.
That's right.
And if you do forget something and it makes you feel a certain way, and whether you forgot to go take your boy out, whether you forgot to go hunt with your daughter,
don't beat yourself up.
Don't beat yourself up, but take note of it.
Take note. Make a concerted effort to do it again.
Do it again. Yeah.
Because you're the example.
Yeah, well, we are the example of what's going to come with the hunting community. So show them everything you learned, and they may come back to you, make a joke about it later. How, Dad, that was really dumb, but you guys will have a laugh then too. Yeah,
that's right. We wouldn't have that laugh if he didn't go with you.
Right.
We'd never be there.
Dude. Once again, Uncle James, not to name drop, but we do more laughing than we do hunting. Like, period. We do more laughing.
How do y'all even kill stuff?
I don't know.
I mean, because I've seen some of the. I'll
tell you a quick story, real quick, to end this podcast.
All right, we're gonna go off on this
James. Okay, when I was about 8, 9 years old, something like that, I was hunting with him, and it was one of my first turkey hunts ever. Ooh, I love that noise.
You know it.
I love that noise.
Mating call.
It is. And we're sitting there, and when we were hunting, when I was turkey hunting as a kid, I'd sit on his lap, and we'd lean up against a tree. And he'd be able to whisper right here, use me to call. You know what I mean? Behind me is kind of like a little blanket or whatever, really, to kind of not be seen. And I was sitting there and I said, holy cow. And the sun's coming up, birds gobbling its ass off, like 90 yards from us. And I look up and I'm like, holy cow, look at that. There's a skunk. And he goes, holy cow, that sucker is. He's about 40 yards away. Hopefully he moseys on. I ain't shitting you. That skunk did a straight beeline all the way to us. And he got about 3 yards from us. And all he said with him, me and his lap, he said, I'm going to run. And about that time, I was on top of that skunk, and he was halfway to the damn truck. That thing beat the shit out of me, boy. It sprayed the hell out of me. And I got all the way back, and I said, why'd you do that? He goes, well, why would both of us get sprayed? He goes, if I've got spray in my eyes, then I can't drive you home to see Aunt Kim. And I'm like, and as a kid, I was like, oh, that's logical. And I'm like, I'm a mess. You know what I mean?
And now you're like, You son of a gun.
Oh, you son of a! He whispered in my ear. All he said was, "I'm gonna run." That's all the notice I got. Next thing I know, I'm on top of that sucker. And he laughed. I could go on and on about stories we've had together. We've done some dumb hunts together and had a lot of fun doing it. But I'd do it all over again 100 different times.
Absolutely.
I get sprayed 15 more times just to have that story.
Just to have that experience. That's right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that wraps it up, man. This is JP Ashworth, Keith Coleman with the Ghostcast, episode 1 wrapped up. We appreciate you. If you got anything, just reach out, give us a comment, like, follow us, and we'll see what we can do for you.
Awesome. Stay awesome, guys.
Later.
Well, hey, if you made it to the end, then bless your heart, because that was a long one. And that's not how our podcasts are normally going to be. However, this being the first one, it wasn't really scripted. We just kind of wanted to let everybody know what we were about and what we wanted to do. Got off tangent, but the future ones will be more structured. Now, ATA is over. Keith went to Missouri. I went back down to Alabama. I'm here now finishing this up. And just to let you know, the next podcast are going to come from the Great American in Pennsylvania. That's going to be in a couple weeks. We're going to do about 4 or 5 and release them. They're going to be shorter. We're going to be doing some interviews with some of the people up there, real structured, a few questions, and kind of give you all some information on what's going on up there. So again, if you made it this far, we appreciate it. I'm JP Ashworth. That was Keith Coleman. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you got any suggestions or any ideas of what you would like to see based on what we told you this was about, then feel free to hit us up and let us know. We'll do our best to make it happen. Happy hunting, guys, and we'll talk to you next time.